Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. My weekly editor, Martin Creamer, joins me to unpack the news-making headlines this week. Welcome, Martin.
Hi, Sashni.
Now, Anglo American is planning to use only renewable energy at its Chile mine.
This is an incredible thing where, the climate change issue in the world is so acute at the moment. You see the temperatures in Germany, 46.2. I mean, you can't believe that, it can be so hot in Europe at the moment. Fires raging in the Iberian coast. And down here, freezing. And everybody's saying, what's going on? But there is an acknowledgement around the world, hey, there's something going on with this climate that we need to deal with. And you can see that responsible companies now, particularly Anglo American, and we note that even major companies like BHP came out this week, are saying we're going to really fight this climate change. But you see, in Chile, they are adapting to the new demands. They have a lot of desert space, which is quite useful for all the solar panels. And now they want to go over to renewable energy, sun energy mainly, and the use of water from the sea totally for their energy consumption that the mines have, and that's Anglo American in Chile. Now, yesterday, we heard Mark Cutifani, the CEO of Anglo American, say that, his products are really, they play into this market that wants a cleaner energy and a cleaner world, and it's almost into a consumer market that these mines are going into now. So he said he'd like to do the same thing in South Africa. There's such a possibility here, we've mentioned it, that the sun energy is superior in South Africa, and we've also got wind corridors. You can really do a lot with renewable energy here, and it'll make use of our platinum group metal products, as he was stating yesterday. And he was saying he wants to work with South Africa in the long term for a better world.
And coal producers have been asked to put a focus on local demand.
And we've also got to keep our feet on the ground, that it's very important to make sure that we get a good contribution from coal miners at the moment, because we are absolutely dependent. You can't just switch into renewable energy. You'll need a period of time. And at the same time, you need coal to play that important role. And it was important, this coal conference this week in Johannesburg, Xavier Prevost, who really keeps his finger on the pulse of coal, he was saying that perhaps it's time to look inward. The coal miners, we see that the major coal miners like Rio Tinto moving out of coal, BHP Billiton moving out of thermal coal, I'm talking about, Anglo American sort of wanting to move out but wanting to be responsible, knowing the South African situation, South 32 wanting to move out. So he's saying it's the time of the smaller miner to come in, the mid-sized miner, and they must be given space to get in, because we need that product. And you're saying that the prices are also, the local prices are quite good, because if you look at the local prices that they get from Eskom, okay, those are the lowest, around about the 350 Rand per tonne mark. But if you see the prices that they get from the steel industry, the cement industry, chemicals industry, that's higher. So if you put them all together, this is quite a good contribution. And the revenue from coal at the moment is the highest of a single commodity, like 145 whatever the figure was, billion Rand a year. So it's higher than platinum group metals. But of course, a lot of that coal is used internally, whereas platinum group metals, most of it goes out by a long shot. So anyway, looking carefully at the energy situation, you can see that coal has to merge with platinum group metals and to try and get a new energy equation, but there cannot be a quick fix. And so you've got to make sure that you look after that coal market. And some of the people are saying, like Menor and the companies that have got new coal mine projects like Canyon Coal with Vuslat Bayoglu, he's saying, why don't we try and give Eskom a better deal, and maybe in the interests of the country, come down with your prices and do it on an open book basis. So that's quite interesting as well.
And lastly, Transnet has entered into a public-private partnership with the International Finance Corporation for an LNG terminal in Richards Bay.
You see, this is also linked to new energy. And it's very interesting to see the maneuverings of Transnet. They're quick and fast. I've almost said that they're like a platinum group metal. Platinum group metals are catalysts. They get things going. All of a sudden, you see Transnet becoming a catalyst It's getting gas and regasification going. We also saw it move into southern Gauteng with the Southern Palace Group, where they want to have an inland port. I believe the first sod turning is going to take place there before the end of the year, and that will involve the private sector having the majority in this inland port. Now, the same sort of formulas they're wanting for gas at Richards Bay, with the liquefied natural gas, LNG. You see that coming up prominently in the world, and now also in South Africa. They're wanting to increase the capacity for liquefied natural gas, looking at Richards Bay, also Kuche, of course, but looking at Richards Bay and possibly even Saldanha. But at this point, it's Richards Bay. And it's interesting that they could get some support for the feasibility study from the International Finance Corporation, which is the World Bank coming in there, being prepared to assist in the study, the initial study that you'll do to see what is the viability of this, what is the offtake. It looks like, industrial offtake will be the biggest, but, there's also gas to power that they want to do there, having a multiplicity of uses of gas that can boost the economy, but also link in, with this renewable energy, because we know that the sun doesn't shine at night and the wind doesn't always blow, and you need to bring in that gas, and they think that it will probably have a use of about 12%. So it's not going to be overloaded. And you also need to use that gas where Eskom uses diesel, in the open cycle power plants that they have down in the Cape. Those are very expensive. If you can bring gas in there, it's environmentally better and cheaper. So this is an important project. Obviously, they've got to do the feasibility study first, but they've already said that they want the private sector, again, to take the lead here. So Transnet playing a very interesting role in getting these projects going. The one, almost a sod turning, imminent before the end of the year. The other will first start off with a study, and probably, you won't see any firm movements next year even, but in the future, it's going to try and make sure that we get this gas that can help us with our new energy era.
Thanks for speaking with us, Martin.
It's a great pleasure, Sashni.
That's it for today. Join us again next week for more news analysis on the local and global mining industries. And don't forget to listen to the audio version of our Mining Weekly daily email newsletter.